What is up? It is Dallas Sleep here, coming at you guys with another video from no other place than Miami. Now we are currently here just doing some dealership exploring, starting with our good old friend Ferrari right there. So we'll hit Ferrari, Bugatti, and then probably Curated as well. So without further ado, let's get started. Got a nice GTC Lusso here as we cross the street. Check this thing out. I love the shooting brake concept on this car. It's so cool. And it sounds great too. Alright guys, so as far as random garage finds go, I think this one may take the cake. Oh my god. Alright guys, so first off, I cannot thank the staff in here for allowing me to film this Senna GTR, but I was just walking on the street, peeked into this garage, and found this just sitting right here. I mean, let's just take this in for a second. Random Senna GTR. This car is for sale through the Collection Florida. I do not know the asking price. But I would like to point out some really cool features on this car that kind of differentiate it from a normal McLaren Senna. So obviously here, you got the extended aerodynamics, the carbon wing that basically goes all the way down into the rear diffuser and kind of translates quite nicely. Of course, got the side skirts here, all carbon there again. The roof scoop over here, again, more carbon fiber. Of course, got the antenna to communicate with your race team. You got the race grade windows right there that kind of slide in and out. And of course, the race harnesses there, along with the race steering wheel. Now the car is done in this really cool livery. It's this kind of orangish, kind of pastel orange with this kind of chrome exposed area bits in the front. So it kind of fades into a normal solid orange back there. And then it kind of breaks up in the front and becomes more chrome. And you guys can kind of see that pattern in the side as well. This is just mental. Now, of course, as you guys all know, the McLaren Senna is named after the legendary race car driver for McLaren, Ayrton Senna. You guys can kind of see the Senna logo there, along with on the seats as well, on the headrests. This is just mental. Inside the Ferrari dealership here, we got the new Ferrari 296 GTS finished in Grigio Opaco over a Rosso leather interior. Check this out. Now, my initial thoughts on this car, I absolutely love it. I do like the 296, but the GTS just looks so cool with the top down. Check this out. Currently at the Bugatti dealership. The issue is there's no Bugattis in the Bugatti dealership, so I mean, we're just gonna kind of stick with what we got. And besides this DBS convertible, we got a C8 right there with the HREs, and then we got a 48 Spider right over there. It's also an SF90 that I can show you guys, but besides that, I think we're kind of out of luck. So we got a pretty nice baller lineup of cars here in the service and I guess customer parking here. Got a Cullinan, I believe that's a Phantom, got another Phantom Coupe right there, like an older one, which looks actually pretty terrible. We got a nice Rosso Corsa SF90. There goes the SF90. Pretty cool to see one of those out here in Florida in the wild. Alright guys, so we are in the showroom of Curated here in Miami, Florida. And I've actually come here all 3 days of my trip. It's a phenomenal showroom. You guys can just see a lot of the stuff they have. So I'll walk through some of the most unique inventory they got. Of course, this Gallardo prototype here. It's basically a kind of speedster version. You guys can see they've put this center column right here and then eliminated the windshield. So it kind of looks more like a Monza or an Elva. You guys check out that interior as well. This thing is priceless. I mean, absolutely stunning vehicle. I think this will probably fetch a few million, if I'm not mistaken. Got the gauge cluster right there. That's pretty cool. Got two AMG examples here. I believe this is called a Hammerhead, but I'm not too sure. Check out the engine bay on it. And I love the artwork they have on the walls here from RioCam on Instagram. Pretty cool little pieces of decoration here. We got a new 4GT right over here. Got the silver wheels, silver gray calipers, and then that silver center stripe. Over here we got two very special Diablos. I get those kind of in view right there. So this one right here is a Diablo GT2. It is a one-off Lamborghini Diablo race car from Lamborghini themselves. I believe Curated bought this from the Lamborghini factory, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys can see this car has full chassis reinforcement through these like bars right here. This kind of is all a roll cage that holds the entire cabin together. Of course, it's got the manual transmission and the racing seat right there. This thing is just amazing. Check that out. Of course, this one also has this unique design feature on the top. I think those are like air ducts or possibly like air vents on the top, which I guess kind of help with the passage of air through the roof. But yeah, this thing's absolutely amazing. I don't know if they've sold it yet, but I love it. Another piece of Lamborghini history, Diablo GT number 47. So you guys can see, got the black interior with the yellow bulls on the kind of headrest area. This car here is not as special as this one right here. This is a complete one-of-one race car from Lamborghini, but this is still a very special car. I have never seen an engine block this fat before. Check that out. You got the little specs over there. Another unique car in their inventory is this Spiker C8. Now this is a Dutch car, kind of airplane inspired. You guys can see the propeller on the logo right there, and the interior has a lot of airplane-like features as well. You guys can see the kind of gauge cluster is kind of set up like an airplane as well. It's kind of just warps around the entire cockpit and kind of comes right back to this side. And then if I come right back here, you guys can kind of see the rear end of this car. It's a very unique rear end. You got the signal light right there, the rear brake light, and then of course the exhaust craftsmanship on this car is definitely Pagani-esque. Of course, over here, the button to open the door is somewhere back there. There it is, that little button there opens the door. And then the gas cap, of course, right here. And one fact one of the sales guys told me is that to start the car, you have to actually reach into the glove box. So, as you do. Some of the most special cars in the curated inventory right now. So, of course, to start, we got the Bugatti Veyron, formerly owned by Lil Wayne. You guys can see it's just kind of right on the standard Veyron wheels. Got the black interior there, and plastic on the seat, of course, to protect the car from wear and tear. But the most special car in here, one of the most special cars in here, is this Koenigsegg CCXR. This is one of one equipped with the Ghost package. And the really cool thing about the CCXR, it's full carbon fiber. So you guys can kind of see the light kind of hits it. You can kind of see the thread just below the paint. This car was actually one of 2 CCXRs used in Fast and Furious 5 in the end scenes. So it's pretty cool to see this one sat here. And this one recently sold. So it is going to be leaving the showroom soon. And if I come back here, you guys can see the exhaust that I think Bowden put on back when this car was in California. So there's the Ghost, kind of with that hue that they put on these exhausts whenever they install them. And of course the suspension right there too. Pretty epic. And here's the rear end of that Veyron. Bugatti EB110 GT, sat here in silver. And here's a little interior for you guys here. Absolutely stunning. Now, I've seen EB110, just a standard one, but I've not seen the GT. This is quite the special car to see. Of course, how can we forget about these 2 Diablo SE30 Sierra. So these cars are both done in a shade called Viola SE30, exclusively done for the Diablo SE30. You guys can see this one here has the black Alcantara with the blue racing harnesses there. Manual transmission, of course. That's really all Curated takes in. In fact, that Murcielago Roadster right there is the only automatic car in here right now, besides, of course, your normal TDF and stuff like that. But yeah, check this thing out. This car is so baller. I mean, I love this color. I love the spec. Sorry if the whole camera can't catch it. It's quite tight in here. But the one spec that I love in here is this one. So this is also Viola SE30. If you guys look closely, it's actually blue Alcantara. I don't believe there are many done in this specific specification. If I remember correctly, I'm pretty sure the sales guy told me that black Alcantara is for the European market, but you might have to fact check me on that. But yeah, this one here has sold recently. This one I think is still for sale. So if you guys want a Viola SE30 over black Alcantara Diablo, come to Curated. And then over here, we got more cars. So Lamborghini Countach right here. Of course, got the 25th anniversary badge right there. This one's done in white with the red interior, which is like I would totally put on a Countach. I mean, who wouldn't want to do that? And then over here, we got a very, very special car. The Ferrari F50 sat here in yellow. And they made very few of these in this yellow color. I personally like this car over the F40. I mean, it's just iconic, the V12. Everything about this car is just so perfect. And you guys can see that everything is carbon on this as well. Kind of see the weave in the paint right there. This is so cool. a TDF right here. Now these cars are covered up because they do have some work going on in the front, so of course for liability we don't want to reveal that on camera. But yeah, check out this TDF, the silver wheels, red brake calipers. And here's a closer look at that engine bay for this Diablo SE30, so you guys can kind of see the firing order of the gears right there. It's kind of like a sequential number of the gears. I really don't know how that works, but it's a pretty cool thing to look at. And you guys can also see the difference between this and like the GT2 and the GT over there. Just how big the engine bay is and how much they put in it and what they put in it in particular. Of course, they also got their service bay here. Got the one-off Mercedes right back there. A Countach, another Countach, and then yet another Countach. Alright guys, and here's an interior shot of this black Countach. In the corner, you guys can see that manual transmission right there. Very simple gauge cluster, radio. If it even has that, I can't tell. This is so cool. We got the engine bay right here. Yeah. This Diablo here has a really interesting story. I'm pretty sure the owner passed away. The car was sold. I think this is probably one of the best condition Diablos that John's taken in. It's got the, I forgot the name of this interior color, but it's like a light tannish, kind of like an off-white cream color. This car is in immaculate condition. You guys can see everything is just so pristine and well taken care of. Of course, got the Countach right here. And of course, right here we got the Gallardo Performante Spider. Now, a lot of people actually don't know this car exists. So most people will think Huracan Performante Spider when they hear the word Performante, but the Gallardo Performante Spider actually exists. And the amazing thing about this car is it came with the manual transmission. So you got the V10 and the manual transmission. Just creates a dream of a driving experience. Of course, there we got a Diablo VT, and then there's that 355 GTS that I was talking about earlier. And then right over here, we got one of two 40th anniversary Murciélagos that Curated currently has. The other is sitting right there. So this car is really cool. It's done in this kind of light blue. I kind of forgot the name of it, but we'll just go ahead and continue with the video. And the interior, it's kind of that same, it looks like whitish, tannish, kind of maybe off-white, but I couldn't tell. All these are equipped with the manual transmission from what I remember. Got the carbon fiber right here and the air ducts, and then these right here lift up and down whenever you're driving. Creates a super cool like Batmobile effect. Check that out. Of course, the Diablo SV. How could I forget about this car? So this Diablo SV is in the iconic yellow. It features the big SV logos right there. And one fun fact about this car is it was actually cheaper than a standard Diablo when it first came out. They've increased in value obviously since then, but initially these were actually less sought after. When the Diablos initially came out, this was a bit cheaper than your standard one. Check that out. Of course, we got the SV wheels right there as well. We got a manual Mercy Roadster right here. Sat there under the cover is a Miura SV. So I was actually told by the sales guys that when they did the Miura SV, they did not put any power upgrades on it or anything. I think most of it is just the kind of exterior aesthetics. And of course, the F50 right there, kind of draped in its covers, and you can see the front end right there, just kind of poking out. I believe they're doing work on the headlights. That's probably why it's kind of caved in right there. Yeah, check this out. Of course, another Diablo. These guys love Diablos. They're Diablo specialists, if you will. We got two more iconic cars in this corner of the building here. So, of course, this Lamborghini Countach here, white over black. Pretty cool spec. Not white over red like I would want, but still very cool. You can see the engine block right there, too. And right over here is a Lamborghini Murciélago RGT prototype. So this one's a pretty cool one. It's literally finished in this like brushed carbon fiber. You guys can kind of see that. And then everything is just tinted out completely. It looks super lightweight. See the wing right there. And then the, of course, air vents right there that are iconic to the Murciélago. And these race grade wheels as well. And look at the tires too. It's thick tires. This one's pretty cool. I do not know if this one runs. I'm pretty sure it does, but yeah. It's pretty cool to see this thing outside of YouTube. And of course, got the Recaro seats in there as well with the straps. So I'm gonna assume this one runs and drives. It's just super valuable, super valuable. All right guys, and our last car for the day is this Ferrari Daytona here, sat outside Curated. I think this one is black. I want to say black with the red interior. Of course, the iconic Daytona seats that modern Ferraris actually also use too. It's a specialized option. Check this thing out. Again, I cannot thank the guys at Curated enough for their service and for their hospitality when I was here. It's been such a good time. If you guys are ever in Miami, please come to Curated. They are great guys. They know their stuff. And of course, they got some really cool cars in the showroom and outside too. Check this out. And I think that will conclude our little vlog today. I'm going to head to the airport now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video.